why do we have so many heroes in our culture? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why all of a sudden is it super popular to make TV shows about heroes? It wasn't like that, when I was a wee little lad 10 years ago. But there's you're just inundated. CW has superhero movies all the time. X-Men, Iron Man, the best-selling theater movies are hero movies. It's almost as if the more godless a culture becomes, the more heroes start popping up all over the place, right? It was Tim Keller who first showed this to me, not over coffee. It's not like we're friends or anything, but I was listening to a message of his, and he pointed this out, and I thought, that's it, you nailed it. He says, and I agree, and so does Blaise Pascal, after whom I named my son. He says that the reason we love heroes, the reason the more godless a culture becomes, the more heroes start to show up, is because heroes expose in us this truth about how we were really made. The fact that we long to be like heroes shows us that we were never really originally designed to be cowards. We were never originally designed to be mediocre. We were never supposed to be like this, and that's why we envy celebrities, because we think that they've got it, and we long to be like heroes because the heroes are scratching something in us that says, you were meant to be more, you were meant to be different, you weren't meant to be this broken. Blaise Pascal, here's how he put it. He says, the problem with mankind could be summed up in 2 words: deposed royalty. No one gets upset about not being a king except for a dethroned king. Most of us are not superpower hungry. We're not trying to be president because we don't feel like it was robbed from us. We don't feel like it got taken from us. But when it comes to the human condition, it's as if we all know deep down we've fallen from somewhere. There is this height from which we've fallen, that we were meant to be bigger, meant to be better, meant to be stronger, meant to be less cowardly, more ambitious, more faith-filled. We've fallen from this state. We're deposed royalty. And what heroes do is they scratch that. They say, yep, you are. You're supposed to be like Batman. You're supposed to be like Superman. Now, maybe not all the tights and crazy eyes, but you're meant to be more than what you are right now. Basically, the reason we crave to be like our heroes is because we crave to be rid of sin in our life. We crave to be rid of the consequences of sin in our world. We know that we were created in the image of God. Every man and woman created in the image of God. We were meant to reflect God, kind of like in a mirror. If you put God in front of a mirror, that mirror would reflect back His image. So also were we, the humankind. When we were created, we were meant to reflect God to the world. But what happened is Adam and Eve, sin entered the world, and that kind of like a rock hitting the mirror, it shattered the mirror. And so we still reflect the image of God, but we reflect it imperfectly. We reflect it as we ought not to reflect it. And so when we see heroes, we see the image of God restored to a greater degree than we have in our own lives. And we go,